Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. What I'd like to do is just kind of do a quick little video of what exactly is a multiplier. And a multiplier is commonly used in a lot of different ways, but two of the ways that I want to go through in this video is using a multiplier for a system of equation, as well as using one when solving an equation. Now, obviously, for a system of equations, you can always use the substitution method, right? By solving for your variable and then plugging in that value into the other equation. And even for this one, that might be the preferred way. But when we want to get the coefficients to be the same, we can also multiply by a multiplier, which in this case would be 3 if I wanted the coefficients of the x variables to be the same. If I wanted to get the variables for the y variables to be the same, I'd multiply a multiplier on the top and the bottom, which would be to be able to get them to be the GCF. So therefore, I'd multiply the bottom by 7, the top by 2. Therefore, that'd get me the same term, which would be 14. But in this case, I can just multiply 3 times every single term. And you have to make sure when you're multiplying a multiplier by an equation that you multiply by every single term to produce equivalent equations. Therefore, I would now have a system that would look like this. Now, I can add, subtract the equations to solve. But this video isn't about solving system of equation. It's about multipliers. So 3, in that case, would be my multiplier. Here, again, I guess I like 7 and 2, huh? So here is another equation of when we would use a multiplier. Now, obviously, you could always use your inverse operations, subtract 1/2, and multiply by the reciprocal of 1/7, which would be 7 on both sides, and perfectly fine. A lot of students, though, do not like dealing with fractions. So we can use multipliers to get rid of the fractions. And when doing that, we need to multiply by the greatest common factor of all of our denominators, which in this case are GCF, which would be 14. So that is going to be my multiplier, which I'm going to multiply by every single term. So 14 times 1/7 is going to be 2x. 1/7 x, I'm sorry. 14 times 1/2 is equal to 7. And 14 times 1/14 is just going to equal 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's much easier to go ahead and solve to get. So in this case, my multiplier was 3. In this case, my multiplier is 14. And remember, when you have a multiplier with an equation, make sure you can see my lines. Make sure you multiply by every single term to produce equivalent equations. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your definition of a multiplier. Thanks.